All right, I'd like to welcome back all our viewers. We're back at it again with another episode of Living Level, and today we have the Worshipful Master Thomas Fox. We have his wife with us tonight, and I'll just let her introduce herself and give us a little background on her, whatever she wants to share with us, what you do for a living.
Okay. Well, my name is Britney Fox, and I've been a nurse for almost 20 years. I currently am a program coordinator at Sewella for their nursing program, their LPN program. I'm a mom, a boy mom. Our boys are 18 and almost 9, so they keep us busy. I have a recent graduate and one going to the 4th grade, and when we're not busy with them, we're busy up here, and that's pretty much our lives.
Well, I hear you. Two beautiful, her boys they're great kids. They really are. T, I'm gonna let you start this one off. You got a few questions there that you come up with the other night.
Questions.
I'm telling you, well, you're the ones that come up with them, so.
It's like James Brown said, the big ideal guy.
That's it.
I gotta wake up and jot it down.
Yeah.
All right, Britt. We'll start off real easy.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Gently.
When Tom decided that he was going to join the lodge, what was your thoughts about that?
Well, I've lived in Sugartown for most of my life. Like, I'm talking most of my 38 years. And I passed this lodge 100,000 million times probably, and had no idea what it was. All I knew, and honestly, it was just after you and Mom got married. So T and my mom are married, for those of y'all who don't know. And David is my cousin. So it's just a family affair going on out here. But I really didn't know anything about the lodge until you and Mom got married. And the only thing I knew about the lodge is that when people were in need, the lodge helped them out. And I only know that because there were many of times before my husband joined the lodge that we would get phone calls or text messages. Hey, we got this going on, and these are the needs that we've come up with, and we just want to know if y'all can help in any way, or if y'all would like to, if you feel led to help. And so the answer to that was always yes. And so when Thomas decided to join the lodge, it was because we had been approached with a need in the community, a significant need to me, and it does make me tear up just because I am kind of a titty baby, but I could not imagine not being able to have Santa for my kids, because it was something that I never experienced growing up. And to hear that there was a family, for whatever reasons, couldn't do that for their small children, broke Thomas and I both. And the first thing that came to mind was, oh my God, how are we going to do this by ourselves? Because it's a big financial,
it's a large undertaking.
thing to carry on your shoulders. And so I was like, you know what, we don't have to do it by ourselves. Thomas said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm going to call Mom and T and see if some other people might like to help that I've heard help in the community. And so that call was made, and when he finally, a while after that, said, I think I'd like to know a little more. That was all I had to go on. And so it wasn't I am not an internet searcher because I am a nurse. And I know that if you look on the internet, all the bad things are going to come up, because it's much easier to spread bad news than it is to spread good news and cheer and joy. So I never looked up masonry. I never looked up anything that goes on with that. I'm not an internet researcher. I like books and peer-reviewed journal articles. So, so it wasn't a dread. It was kind of a, well, we're finally going to do this type thing.
Was there any reservations about it? Because y'all didn't know a lot about it, I guess?
My only reservation, I think, was I grew up Southern Baptist in a small community at a small church, and I guess my only reservation was, is this something that is going to bring us away from the faith that has been instilled in me since I was a child? So when I found out, like, after that, and they were like, oh, you know, these guys are going to come do the investigation committee, and I was like, oh, okay, well, Thomas, you have at it. And he was like, oh, no. It's not just me. I said, excuse me? He said, no, they'll have questions for you too. And I would have the opportunity to ask questions. And honestly, the two men that came out to our house couldn't have been better choices. Because they were very patient and, you know, drank a lot of coffee, and we ate a lot of sweets while we were being investigated, I guess you could say. But that was my only reservation, I guess, when he decided to join, was, is this going to have, because, you know, we do have kids, and that is a big deal to me, so is it going to have a negative impact on our faith? And the answer to that was no.
Right. So, Tom's been in, I don't know,
Since COVID. He was a COVID.
4 years, 5 years?
It was either he either petitioned in 19 or 20, because I know they had to extend it.
COVID hit and messed everything up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to look to see how long he's been in there. But since joining and going through everything and learning what he knows of the lodge and what masonry's taught him, have you seen a change from the Tom before the lodge to the Tom, you know?
Yes. My husband is very stoic, a very reserved man of few words. And that was especially true before joining the lodge. We laugh and say that we're hermits all the time, but I don't think that you can be hermits when you have, 6 to 8 people at your house at least every other weekend. And they're all from the lodge, or pretty much all from the, somehow stems back from the lodge. So he's definitely become more social, I guess, in that respect, but also it gives him an out, honestly. Like, he's one of those manly men, so he likes to think that he has to carry, I don't know that he likes to think, but he thinks that he has to carry the burden, as I believe most manly men feel like they have to carry the weight of, their jobs and their home, and not that I don't work, but he carries the weight of my job too, in the sense of, like, when I had super stressful jobs for a long time, I would come home and be a disaster, and so he carried those burdens too. And so I've seen a change in the way he will open up, I guess, to people outside of just us, because we're very private people as far as that's concerned. We don't tell our business to anyone. We don't blast it on Facebook or air dirty laundry, or or if we're struggling, we don't make that known. And I think that it has given him an outlet to be able to say, hey, I need help with this, because he's not real good at delegating things either. So this has definitely taught him that it's okay to delegate, and it's okay to have a team that has your back.
Right.
And so I have seen that change in him too.
So all positive changes.
Oh yeah, there's been nothing negative. Well, I say nothing negative. One time he volunteered us to pay for all of the meat fundraiser. So, but he had worked a lot of turnarounds that year, so we had the extra to give, and financially we could definitely do it.
Yeah, I remember that.
But that was probably it.
Guess I better tell the wife.
Yeah. I think T said, You want to talk to Britt first?
He said, I'll talk to her when I get home. I said, well, I'm going to let you go in first.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned that you're a boy mom. So, with that, would you like to see, or would you encourage your boys, if they wanted to join the lodge one day, would you encourage them to do so? And how would you encourage them?
Yeah, so our oldest has petitioned the lodge, and he's working on reciting. It's been a slow process, but I think that, and we bring our little one, Wyatt, we bring him to the lodge to every fun. Like, if we're up here, Wyatt's up here. And so I feel like nothing bad can come of that. Like, he has a room full of men who are always there, who he looks up to. And like Mark Lee, every single time finds a way to include him, even if it's just goofing around.
Yeah.
He finds a way. James Brown,
Oh, he's got to know about his girlfriends.
always has to ask about his girlfriends. But all the men up here, Luke and David and Brother Bill and Brother George, and all of them include my boys when they're here. And that's something that means a lot to me, because I feel like it gives them more men to look up to. And it's not bad men. I don't worry that it's bad men, because these are all good, very good men who take time out of their day to come up here and do things to better themselves, but also the community. And it teaches my boys a selflessness that they might not have been able to see if it wasn't for the lodge, because we are up here all the time being involved in whatever thing that's going on during that point. So I think the way I encourage them, should they choose, is just having them present. It's just like going to, and I know that it isn't a religious thing, but it is like going to church. You encourage your children to go to church because you want them to grow in a foundation that is going to be beneficial to them. And I think that bringing my boys to the lodge, to these functions, encourages them the same way. Like, hey, these men lead all different walks of life. Because y'all might be law enforcement. We might be law enforcement heavy, to tell the truth. But there are other men, like Mr. James wasn't a law enforcement officer.
Construction worker.
Yeah, he came from the plants. His son, Barron, he's an educator.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know that I'm supposed to name drop people, but
Brother Alfred, he's a pastor.
He's a pastor across the way. So there are a lot of different men of different walks, and I feel like having my boys here and encouraging them to come, they see that it doesn't matter what walk of life you choose, that you're always going to be able to find good people in this world. And honestly, sometimes this world is a scary place to be.
Yeah.
And so having good people in your corner is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way that I encourage them to come. And whatever they choose, it's their choice, but at least they know. And even if they don't choose to become members of this lodge, they still will always have these men in their lives that will encourage them and, have their backs. And like Mr. James Brown, I don't know that he'll ever miss a robotics thing now that,
I don't either.
now that he's in the robotics club.
Yeah.
So.
do the fork had one.
Yeah. But they find a way to connect is what I'm getting at. They find a way to connect with my kids. And it was before Thomas became master, really, that they started doing that. So it's not just because they're the master's sons. They do that with all the children that are up here.
You got something, Dave?
No, you're doing a good job. Keep rolling, bro. Keep rolling. But one thing I did want to say is when you talk about like encouraging your kids, like as Masons, we're not actually supposed to run through the streets and recruit.
Right.
But as a Mason's wife.
Right. I get to do things
Yes.
that y'all aren't allowed to do.
Exactly.
And so I feel like it's my job.
Yeah. When we travel to different lodges, that's one of the things we always talk about is encouraging their wives to be
Yes.
involved, because
And you know, honestly, like you guys have lodge, and I call my house lodge after lodge, or even lodge during lodge, because a lot of times, not all the wives, but there's a core group of us now that just come to my house, and we might just eat and gossip on the porch, really. But more times than not, when we're on the porch, we talk about things that are bothering us. And it gives us an opportunity, not that we can't talk to our husbands, but sometimes our husbands might not want to talk about how, you know, we're mad because our hair didn't go the right way. Or, you know, some catty gossip at work or whatever else. It gives us an out, too. While you guys are at lodge, we have girl lodge.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it yet. I'm thinking of a name. Patent pending.
There you go.
So, this one's not on this list, but has it changed your life in any way?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't use Thomas's line about being broke more often.
No.
Spending money on people you don't know.
Yeah.
Which,
That one's already taken.
honestly, I didn't know that I would enjoy that as much as I do. So, yes, it has changed me. And it has forced me, I'm not a people person. I have to people at work all day long. Like my career, I think I chose the wrong one, but I'm constantly around people, you know, and having to help, and you know, I am a servant at work, and I'm a servant when I come home, and I guess that him being in the lodge kind of solidified that for me. Like, this is what we are put on this earth to do, is to go forth and do good things, and nothing brings more joy to me than the events that go through these walls, which is insane. But seeing these little kids come in, even when they're just like, it used to give me terrible anxiety when they would go behind them doors back there, because I didn't know they were allowed to do that. I still don't know if they're allowed to do that, but Thomas said yes. So, and he's the master, so we're gonna go ahead and go with that. But it brings me a lot of joy to see kids just running through a place that I had passed so many times and didn't know that a little old building like this could bring joy to people the way that it has. So it's changed my perception, I guess, in that way. And then we are a lot busier, but that's good, because when we become idle in life, I think that we find trouble, or trouble finds our hearts. You know what I mean? And so when you have things that you can look forward to, like, because the schedule is very busy. If you look on my phone, there's a lot of stuff on there, but it helps me grow as a person, as a human, because this is what we are supposed to be put on this world to do, is to do good things for other people, and for us to grow within ourselves, and to be better role models for people, and to be not fussy when things are asked of us. So I think that it's helped me grow in that way, and to be more social. My circle is getting bigger. I actually today just texted a girl and said, hey, making some food for the lodge this Saturday, you want to come over? And her response was, absolutely. What time?
Chicken salad, chicken spaghetti.
Chicken spaghetti.
Right?
We're making chicken spaghetti. So, it's helped me grow to the person that, or I am still growing. I don't think that I'll ever grow up, but it's helped me grow to that, and it's given me an outlet by proxy. Like, I don't come sit and lunch with you guys, but it's given me an outlet in life to de-stress, I guess. It also adds stress, but healthy stress is good stress. I tell my students that all the time.
Well, we finally made it to the tough question.
Okay.
The big one.
Stepping up the notch.
Stepping up. We're gonna,
All right.
all the gloves are off.
Whew.
So, what is it like being the master's wife?
It's busy.
As we can say, you can't smile and wave.
No, you can't smile and wave. So the first, I think before his installation, like after he was voted in, it might have been the very next weekend.
We installed officers.
And then y'all all came to my house, and with calendars, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a lot.
Yeah.
And spent hours at the table, at my kitchen table, just going through ideas and shuffling things around, and when can we do this, and hey, I've always wanted to see this done. And Thomas's big thing is community outreach. And I feel like, has done a jam-up job. Not just him, but he's done a good job getting everyone involved. There's been people that, he has been here for several years now. I don't know. He sat through all the chairs. I know that. However long that takes.
5 years, I can't remember.
But for so long, we weren't involved. And shame on us for that part of it, I think that you're only as involved as you want to be. Like what you put in, you're going to get out of it. But to see him just blossom, I guess, into this social person and and want to be involved in things, and he looks forward to things. So the life of a Mason's life is the Master's life, I guess, is much, much busier than it was before he was Master. But honestly, I guess we're only in July, so I can't say it for sure because we still have several more months to go. But I look forward to the things that are on my calendar already. And honestly, it hadn't been that bad. Because I have a village, it's not just me and it's not just him. It takes a village to do these things. It takes people showing up and holding one another accountable. And hey man, you said you were going to do this. Like just making sure you got it. It hadn't been a bad ride.
Well, that's good.
And so I will say that.
So what if he gets elected again in November?
Let's go.
Come on.
See, this is why I'm recruiting people to come learn how to cook chicken spaghetti so that we have some help, But the women in my little group that are by proxy, because they're the wives of Masons, they've been amazing and they've been essential to what I do. Now, I know I've heard, you guys go to other lodges and the wives aren't there and it's all on the men. And I truly don't, and I don't want to speak ill of anyone because I don't know what their business is or anything like that, but I don't know how they function without their wives being involved as much as we're involved. Because, and I'm not tooting any horns or anything like that either, but you guys work just like we do. I think all the wives that are in our little group work. And if our husbands had to come home and do all the things by themselves, I don't know how they would get it done. I really don't. So the only reason why I would say let's go is because I do have a village in our corner, and I have people that cheer us on and people who are ready to help and put their boots on and go.
And in our travels, people are talking about Sam Todd. Everybody talks about they always put on a good feed at Sam Todd. They're always doing this and they're always doing that. And we can't say it enough. If it wasn't for the wives, we wouldn't have all that. And
sandwiches.
It's or pizza or something. We'd feed you, but it may be some Twinkies and Ho-Hos and some Cokes or something. Whatever, donuts, whatever. But the wives are a big part of Sam Todd, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing all the stuff that we're able to do and reaching the community the way we are. So, it's a whole family. It's not just the Masons doing it.
That's right.
So, being an active wife within the lodge, do you feel that it has strengthened yours and Tom's relationship?
Yes. Because we literally do everything together. And we did before, but it was just for selfish selfish thing, like hobbies.
I get it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. We spend a lot more time fishing than what we do now, and I'm kind of sad about that one. But
Well, T's wife is the sell barn. You don't get to do that no more.
But when you do, it makes it a lot more special, you know. But like when we come up here to the lodge, this is the only time. Well, not the only time. This is the very few times that I've been in this lodge without my husband. And I think that that's a good thing. Like, of course, we don't go behind the doors when y'all go to meetings, but we get to come up here and we get to fellowship with our husbands. And I think that that's special. It's kind of like a date night every month. You're just having a double date or triple date or a quadruple date or whatever else it is. But it's an opportunity for you to just step out of your busy life and enjoy some great food here at Sam Todd, and some fellowship too. And so I don't think that we ever leave here wanting anything, you know. So I think that it has strengthened our relationship in that, and then also, you know, learning to lean on each other. Not that, you know, 12 years of marriage or how we were celebrated our 10 year, that's for sure. But not that, you know, these years, we've been together 17 because Peyton's 18 years old. But not that these 17 years haven't taught us to lean on each other. I just think it's a different kind of lean.
So do you think that,
and appreciation,
by being an active wife, that it strengthens the lodge also?
I do, but I say that in a bias, you know, because I've never been to another lodge. I don't know how they function. I hear different names of lodges that you guys go to, but I don't know any of their wives. I don't know how they do it.
Do you think Sam Todd would be as strong as it is today if it wasn't for the support that we get from y'all?
I don't think so, because the lodge is time consuming. If you're going to be an active member in the lodge, it is time consuming, because I'm telling you, like, on my phone, it's at least every month. There's a lodge meeting.
July's very busy.
Yeah.
But also some kind of event that's going on. And so if you're not encouraging your husbands, it's easy. It would be so easy to sit back and say, oh my God, you're going to lodge again. Or to fuss to, you know, my sister or somebody like, okay, well, he's gone again to lodge.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're encouraging him to go to lodge and you're going and being a part of the things that they want to do and they want to make happen, then it's not a burden anymore. It's, like I said, it's a date night once a month, at least.
So would you, for a wife that has a husband in the lodge and she's not active, would you have any words of advice for that lady?
Come sit on my porch.
Come sit on your porch.
Yep. Come sit on my porch and we'll talk about it. And like I said, you're gonna get what you put into it. And some people might not have any desire to be active, but you don't know until you try it, you know. And if you don't like it, then okay, but what did you lose? Nothing. So I say, come sit on my porch. Come talk to me. Come eat with us. We're going to meet on Saturday for chicken spaghetti before y'all go into lodge. You know, just come sit with us. And not all the women, not even every month. Like some women might come 1 month and some women don't. And, you know, our lives are all busy too. So we get it. There's no shame in it or anything like that. But if you have questions about it, then come talk to us. Come talk to the people who do it.
So a while ago, you talked about the things that happen at Sam Todd. And out of all of the projects that we've done here that you've been a part of that takes place here, is there a particular one that you look forward to repeating every year?
Well, we all say Christmas. And it's not just...
Yeah, we're all kind of, you know.
Yeah, we're kind of partial to Christmas.
Yeah.
I love Sam Todd Christmas, not just because of Santa, but because of we always find somebody to help. And it's a time, Christmas is a time of giving. not Santa, but it should be a time of giving. And we get to do that, which is amazing, and it makes me feel good. And you know, no one ever knows that it comes from the lodge, and that makes it even better to me because it makes it kind of like Santa. But also, Sam Todd Santa is always, it's like I've watched it grow so much. But that is a thing that you get what you put in. And last year, I don't know how we'll top it. I don't know that if we want to top it, honestly. Like, it was a lot.
We'll have to have 1,000 kids
Yeah.
this year.
It was a lot, but it's so worth it to see the kids come in. And then, so we did Freedom Fest too, or Freedom Feast this year after the 4th. And it was small, but we did have a turnout here. And I did some face painting, and I'm going to learn how to do that a little better.
T-Baby looked good with the Spider-Man.
I'm just saying.
Spider-Man.
People came in and they left happy.
Yeah.
But that's being able to paint little girls' faces, and they were so excited about it. Like, it's all about the kids to me, because if we don't invest in our future, and not just like Masons doing it, but if we as a people don't invest in our future, which is our children, then we're going to have a real sad future, and one that doesn't go very far, you know. So just having kids come in, so really pretty much any event that we have kids come in, we do Easter, you know, we had kids at the first responders night, which was amazing. I love seeing kids come in. So really pretty much any event that we have that the kids are involved in, I like to see it come back around and continue to live and continue to grow. Because like I said, I feel like we're investing when we do that.
We've done a lot of first this year.
We have.
Like how many years? Like I'm only just a little over a year in at Sam Todd. How many years did the Sam Todd Santa? How many years has that been?
This was our 3rd, 4th year?
4th, I think.
3rd or 4th year.
And we grew from like 10 kids to over 500 kids. And that, not infants, not teenagers, not
just elementary
kids.
Yeah.
In that very short amount of time. And you know what they said? I believe in the big man upstairs, and God said, ready or not, here, you wanted it, here you go. And there were a few moments of panic. Like, where are we going to put everybody? But it just worked.
It did.
And it was so nice to see.
And you were talking about Thomas Fox, our master, not being a social person.
Yeah.
But I sat in that lodge and watched him read the
Polar
Express to the kids probably 15 times.
Yes.
And he was eating it up the whole time.
Yes.
And that was a good thing to see. But like you were saying, with the Freedom Feast, we didn't have that big of a crowd.
But it was the first year.
Yeah, we just did our pastor appreciation night a few nights ago, and there was a few pastors that showed up, not very many. But that's how you start.
That's right.
You know, like you said, 10 kids, the first Sam Todd Santa. 4 years later, you got over 500.
Right.
Like that blows me away. I'm a member here.
Right.
And it's still like, wow.
And there's only a few people that make it happen.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest thing. Like, it's such a great thing, and it brings us together. Now, we might be fussing and cussing at my house around the table, stuffing stuff in bags and all of the things, but it brings us together, and it gives us a time too outside of the lodge again, because we spend a lot of time together outside of this lodge. But it's just good fellowship when you get to do that.
Is there anything that you would like to see done? Talking about first,
I would like to see a safe sitter, and we were a little behind the ball on that this year, but I think next year, no matter who, no matter who it is, I think that we need to make that happen, because we live in a very rural community, and I'll be honest with you, you're waiting 20 minutes for an ambulance to get here. And sometimes that long if the police are busy, so even with volunteer fire departments and everything else, these children because we have a lot of working families. Mama and daddy both work. And so the kids, they might be 14, 15 years old at home by themselves with siblings. And we need to prepare our children better to be in a situation where they won't panic, where they can hold their own until help gets there. Because you don't ever want to leave them powerless in those situations. So I really, really would like to push that for next year before summer gets started.
That happen. Put that in my file cabinet up
That's
there.
right. That's right. So that is one thing that I hope, and I think that it would be a benefit to the community to be able to do that.
Yeah. There's so many kids during the summer that's what they do.
Right.
And then parents that work that have older children that leave them at home to watch the younger siblings. I mean, they got to be prepared because you never know when something's going to happen.
Absolutely.
From your point of view and what you know about masonry, would there be anything that you would change?
Well, I don't like that you'll have to keep it a secret. Not like I think that
Just throw it out there.
I think that if you guys were able to recruit, you would have a lot more great men in this, because I know a lot of men that my husband just can't talk about, and I don't know enough to say, you know what, you should be a Mason, and here's why. I mean, I can say that it took my husband, who was a great man, and made him even better. I can tell you that it has grown our marriage. I can tell you that it has benefited our boys. But I can't tell them I can't answer their questions that they're going to have. And so I think that recruiting would make y'all's lives a lot easier,
Probably so.
Yeah. So that would be the biggest one.
Would you have any advice for a lady who may be on the fence about her husband joining the lodge?
Don't look on the internet.
I think that's been said before here.
That's what I tell everybody about everything in life. Don't look on the internet. I mean, I think that it's important to surround yourself with good people. And if you look, like when we come eat, you look around the room, there's not one person that I look at and I'm like, oh, I don't know how they got in here. It's like I don't have that here. So if you look around the room and the company that you keep is good company, I think that it speaks for itself. So if you are curious, or your husband is curious, then ask about the people who are in your lodge. When your husband asks about joining lodge, ask who else is there? Who else is a Mason there that he's going to sit with? Because that would be a concern for me. Like, is my husband going to sit with a piece of trash?
Yeah.
Who does bad things or whatever else? Especially in this world that we live in, that's kind of scary and full of unknown. I think that the lodge should speak for itself and the men who are involved. So I think that if a wife is on the fence about it, then that would be a pretty good place to start, and then find people who are like-minded with you and ask them about it. Like I said, come sit on my porch. We'll have a conversation. All things start with conversations.
That's right. Agreed. Well, Dave, as most secretaries say, my desk is clear.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think you've done a pretty good job at asking the questions. I think I'll just ask if there's anything else you want to share.
I don't have anything specific. I mean, I really do genuinely enjoy what this lodge stands for, and I think the podcast is a great idea. I was pretty dang nervous. I'm not a public speaker. I was fussing when Sorella made me go on TV that one time.
Yeah, you were.
So I don't normally do this, but I think that it's a good thing, and so I've enjoyed watching them, and Wyatt, my little one, has watched them, so it's kind of cool for him to see the people that he looks up to.
That's awesome.
But I mean, if you have questions, come ask. Don't sit in the dark. I always tell my students there are no stupid questions, no matter what. There are no stupid questions except the ones you don't ask, because 9 times out of 10 somebody else in the room has the same question. So ask questions and see what's going on in your community, and I ask you to get involved. And even if you're not ready to join, or even as a wife, like if your husband's not ready to join, but you're interested in helping your community, I mean, as far as I know, them doors are open to everybody before lodge meeting starts.
That's right.
So
That's it.
come get involved, you know. Come ask us, hey, what's your next thing you got going on? Because I promise you we can find you a job.
Oh yeah, we'll put you to work real
And it'll
quick.
bring joy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it.
That's good. I think you say you're not a good camera person, but I think it went over pretty good.
Well,
I
thanks.
think you've done a fantastic job.
For sure.
So with that, we'll add the message from Mama on this episode. We skipped it the last few episodes, but we was kind of on a whim doing all that other stuff, rushing to
What
get it
happens when
done.
you put me in charge?
That's what I'm talking about. The idea guy right there.
Yeah.
Hey. So the last time we were speaking with Mama was at camp, and she had made a remark that you always want to lift people up. You don't ever want to put them down. It reminded me of that thing that floats around on the internet a lot of times. You should never look down upon somebody unless you're there to offer a hand to pick them up. And that's kind of what Mama was saying. You should never put people down. You should always be willing to help them, to pick them up, and to, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. But anyway, with that, I want to thank everybody for being patient with us as we work through our sound issues. We're still learning on how to do this. We're just two guys that decided to do it one day, and we really don't know what we're doing. But everybody seems to be enjoying what we're doing. So appreciate the love and support. Bear with us as we try to get better. And hit that like button. Pop that subscribe button. And smack that little bell. Until next time, on the living level. Thank y'all.